Darling sister, there is much strangeness to report. Perhaps I just do not really understand who people are, myself included. Is that the surprise the Lord has in store for us? Surprise, look at who y'all are. The handsome boarder Jack has for a while now increased his bothering of Ophelia. I don't care for the nature of his friendliness to her. It is narrowed, performed as to an object. He can be expansive with the other lodgers, and when he first arrived to my full house way back when and slept in his tent out back, he played the gentleman to perfection, even from the tent. One night I lay in it with him speaking of all manner of matters of the heart, and that was my mistake. Now he takes liberties everywhere. But Ophelia has it worse. Miss Libby, she will plead and edge toward me. Help, she whispers. Don't bother her, I say to him when I come upon this, because she is too shy to do so herself and cautious. She will cast a worried glance my way when I see that he has seemed to corner her in a room for a conversation. If she can scurry off, she scurries. Late evening, after she has gone home, on the night she goes home, he comes to me to speak of the colored in their ways. Why, I have no idea what you are talking about, I say. Unless you think otherwise, there's no cause for you to describe Ophelia to me. I think she and I have shared our lives quite a bit. Don't attempt to stranger-splain her. She is my friend, and you leave her be. Hooey, aren't we the aging abolitionist? Yes, sir, we just might be. Repeatedly, I must send him away, mostly with success, but once he lingered. I was filled with a new loathing. Might I add, the abolition hath already occurred? Then one evening, ringing the little bell I keep strung in the upstairs hall, he summoned me to his room complaining of illness. He was in bed wearing long johns and a short top hat. This self-contradictory costume did not surprise me. Miss Libby, I fear I am ill, he said, with a slight smile. I fear I'm not a nurse, I explained, but only an innkeeper. There is a sign in the window which you might have attended to. No sick people. We don't want to turn this into a sanatorium, but I will bring you some tea, which I did, though I took my time brewing it, and by the time I brought it upstairs to him, he appeared to have fallen asleep beneath the covers. I set it on the nightstand near his bed, and after I did, he stirred to clutch my wrist and brought it up to his thick mustache. I want to smell your perfume, he said. I don't think it's the healing sword, I said. It was a French hand lotion full of rose, and surely it had dissipated hours before. It's devilwood and droop, I said. He held my hand with one hand and petted it with his other. I pulled mine away and stepped backward, and the force of it almost caused me to fall. This is not a brothel, I said. What a shocking thing to say, replied Jack. There's your tea, I said. I nodded at the cup and tried to leave. This is very civilized, and I thank you. There's a matter I wanted to raise. A matter? You have a scarecrow in the backyard? Yes, I have a kitchen garden and can't have the crows eating the seed. And the scarecrow is dressed in a Union soldier's uniform? I became briefly still, watching him speak. Is that to scare away the secessiors? The Rebs? For them I have some tansy and a ravel of sunflowers that get knocked over easily. It gives them a fright. Why, Miss Libby, you've been eating too many of your own butter beans. He smiled. Someone has to, I said. I hadn't known until then that they might have a reputation. Federal blue on a scarecrow? That can be interpreted different ways. Many hapless Rebs were dressed in blue. For some, that was all they had from before the war, I informed him. They were often shot mistakenly by their own men. I was biting my lips and tongue and everything else in my mouth as if it were soft meat. Furthermore, you may recall that toward the end of the fighting, the gray uniforms did not make it out this far. Transport issues. North Carolina was the problem, I believe. Is there any other matter before I say goodnight? Well, yes, ma'am, there is. All right, then. You don't think Ophelia is too savage for your house? He drank from the lemon balm tea in a long, draining inhalation. I told him I thought no such thing and that he had no business speaking a single word against her. As I was turning again to leave, he asked me if it might be possible to have more tea. It's quite good, he said. I said I thought, yes, it would be possible. Don't tarry, he said with an inscrutable wink, and I took the cup from him and went downstairs. I don't know quite what came over me next, but I made the tea very strong, if you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. If you think of Father when he was ill at the very end and you and I making the tea with Mother, I know you will know what I mean. When I returned upstairs with my lantern and the tea, he was naked and in the tub, but there was no water. The tub tray hid the family jewels. His chest was dark with hair. Candles were lit around the room. His cork foot with its sashes and straps lay at the side of the tub, with his shoe still in it. Should I bathe in the tea, he asked. I don't quite care what you do. It was too late for me to bring him water for a bath. I would not pump water at night. I set the lamp on the writing table and the cup on the tub tray. He stuck his pinky in the tea and dabbed a little behind each ear. He grinned and drank it all down once more. I was backing away. "Come here," he said. "I'll take the cup is all." I put it on the table. "Is that all?" I imagined he was used to brothels and now half believed that this was one. I pulled up a chair, watching him grow drowsy in the tub and slide down a bit. "Do I make you happy, Libby?" he was murmuring, "because I want to more than anything. Every time I declaim my memorized Elizabethan poetry, I think of you." Instead of answering, I launched into a diagonal direction, conversation-wise. "I will tell you a story that has some bearing," I said. 6 years ago, I had a bunch of Union soldiers here, boys, just boys. Young and no trouble at all, not at all. They were happy that the war appeared over. A telegram had said that it was, and they came downstairs on Easter Sunday and sat down to breakfast only to learn that the president had been shot in the back of the head in a theater. The president, who had been their idol and their inspiration. Well, they pushed back their chairs and sobbed into their biscuits. Inconsolable boys sobbing and heaving on Easter. It was a piercing thing. I'll never forget it. Then I leaned in and slammed the tub tray hard against his throat, so there was no scream, just the eyes cracked aflame like kindling, bright with moving blood. I quickly stood and put my very own chair cushion over his face and pressed hard. "I am done with you," I said, and in less than 5 minutes, sure enough, I was. "People don't think I know who they are," I added. "That is a sorrowful mistake." There was not that much thrashing of the one foot, some flailing of the arms I had to dodge. There was no time for him to call me something Elizabethan, such as a dissembling harlot or a scurvy canker blossom. I was a one-woman sting operation, a wildflower into sticky business to trap a fly. I was an asphodel that is actually a carnivore. I was God only knows. But I had stunned myself and grabbed the lamp and quickly left the room, locking the door behind me. In the morning, bringing a breakfast tray with not much on it, I pretended to discover him there like that, and Ophelia and I cried out together, "Lord have mercy." I sent her down to the sheriff's office to impart word of it. I oughtn't to have sent her. It was cowardly of me not to go myself, but I no longer knew quite who I was, though that lasted but a morning. Still, it is seldom the perpetrator's job to report the death, though I suppose sometimes it is occasionally done, but my mind casts about and lands only on our president, whose killing was quickly announced from the stage, in delusional Latin, they say, right after a very loud laugh from the crowd. Though others who were at the horror show say no, there was not a word of Latin. The Latin was invented afterward to gussy up their cause. The murderer was too busy trying to hobble away and escape as fast as he could. That surely is the truth. Love you like chickens. A Liz.